I chose to go storm chasing with Roger Hill because he holds the Guinness Book of World Records for sighting and documenting more than 820 tornadoes. He's been storm chasing for 37 years. His tour vans are loaded with equipment for monitoring the atmosphere, which help him figure out where to be when storms start cooking. So what is it that we're looking at here ahead of us? This is just
You have a cluster of high base thunderstorms. They're steadily growing. Yeah. They could produce hail and wind, and they should be producing lightning. I'm surprised they're not. Hopefully they'll start becoming visible here shortly. But they're growing. They're growing and intensifying.
The first storm we encountered was west of Lubbock, Texas, near the New Mexico state line. It did not generate a tornado, but it put on a thunder and lightning show that lasted for hours. And then came torrential rain and hail that flooded roads and filled up the pool at our hotel.
A supercell produces is like nothing else on Earth. Mankind can't control it. It's its own entity. I love that. We have no control over the weather. We have no control over that force of nature, and it just gets me buzzing.
People come from all over the world to watch storms in the Midwest. On this tour, there were people from New Zealand, England, Canada, and across the eastern seaboard. I was the only one from the West Coast.
One time we went out on it was actually called an arrival day chase, and we went about an hour. We got out and we're standing there kind of chatting, and we had twin land spouts. It looks like a tornado, but they call it a land spout, and then right next to it another one. And it had just finished raining, so it was bright out, and we're all just kind of in awe.
My impression is it's a lot of driving, and then you get somewhere, and then you have to move because you're not in exactly the right spot.
Right, and I think one thing about storm chasing you have to be ready for, it's not for the faint of heart, and it's not for a lightweight, because it's hard. It can be hard. You ride and you ride and you ride, and then you get out and you stand there, and then they say get in, and you get in and you ride some more. But if you understand that weather's going to do what it's going to do, then you expect that and you just wait for that moment. It's great.
We chase storms across Texas into Oklahoma, driving an average of 500 miles a day, looking for supercells. The towering cumulus clouds reach 40,000 to 50,000 feet into the atmosphere. Planes go around them because the cells are loaded with violent winds, baseball-sized hailstones, and incredible amounts of rain. And if all the conditions are right, tornadoes, which I did not personally see.
The supercells have been amazing. The one thing I've loved is the lightning storms. They've just been beautiful, beautiful.
Do you not see this kind of weather in England?
Nothing like this at all. No, we don't get that level of lightning. We don't get the frequency, and it's not as violent in the UK.
One storm we followed dropped an ominous wall cloud to near ground level and triggered tornado warnings in the town of Bowie, Texas. Another storm we followed dropped 8 inches of rain and hail in less than an hour on Bartle, Texas, causing flash floods and closing roads.
This is my 6th tour, and it is definitely addictive. Yeah, it's great. It's a learning experience. It can be spiritual. If you love the weather, it can really get you really close to yourself.
There is beauty on the Texas plains. The roads are lined with wildflowers, seeded by the State Highway Department, nurtured by the rain.
I've done one tour previously in 2018, and I was determined to come back in 2020, and I couldn't because of the pandemic. So I've come back this year, 2023. It's a long way from New Zealand. I have thought that this might be my last opportunity, so that's why I've done 2 tours back to back. But even now I'm thinking already in the future, when will I be back again? Because I can't stop.
If you like violent weather, the rush of the chase, and the awesome power of nature, storm chasing is a heck of an escape from the ordinary. My advice is to do it with somebody who knows what they're doing. From the Southern Plains, I'm Brooks Snavely for The Great Outdoors.